Well, good afternoon. Why don't you tell us who you are and where you're from?
My name is Bobbe Fornwalt, and I'm from Carlisle, presently living in the Summer Bridge Apartments out the southern end of Carlisle. I've lived in Carlisle most of my life. I was born here. I went to Carlisle High School. I graduated in the first class of the present-day high school.
Wow, that's pretty special.
Yes.
As you know, Clarence Smith was the high school's first band director, dating back to 1926. What is your relationship to Clarence Smith?
Okay. He is my grandfather. I was the second grandchild.
Okay. Well, can you give us some of your memories you have of your grandfather?
Oh my goodness. Yes, as I recall, everyone in Carlisle knew my grandfather. He was known as Smitty, and he earned the title of Mr. Music. He was also very health conscious. I can remember as a young child watching him get out a juicer. I didn't know what a juicer was back then. Now I do. Get out a juicer and make carrot juice. And he made himself carrot juice every morning. He also was a fan of Charles Atlas, the bodybuilder. He liked to exercise. He did a lot of walking. He used to walk to the store. Now, when the store was down on South Hanover Street, that was a nice little walk for him. I remember him as a piano tuner. He played in a lot of bands, and we'll get into that in a little while. We had a cottage, or I should say he had a cottage at Pine Grove, and I have many fond memories of the family getting together and having picnics and playing games. We didn't have television back then. We played games, we played outside games, we went down to the Ore Hole to swim. However, one of the rules is before we had fun, we had rehearsal. My grandfather had a band of the grandchildren. We'll get into that in a little while. So that was a fond memory. Also, the traditional Thanksgiving dinner. We went there every year. Conway Street, where they lived, my cousin still lives there, had traditional Thanksgiving dinner. And Grandpa was always at the head of the table, and he said the blessing. A vivid memory that I have of him is in the mid-50s, I think it was, we came to a concert, a Duke Ellington concert here at Dickinson College.
Wow. Duke himself was
Duke
here.
himself brought his band, and he invited my grandpa on stage to conduct that band. And the buttons almost popped off his coat.
No doubt.
He was just so proud.
That's a little known
Yes.
fact.
And so that really sticks out in my mind as a remembrance of him. Yeah.
How big of a family did Clarence have?
Okay. 2 daughters. Mildred, my mother, was the oldest. She played the piano and the accordion. She taught piano in the Carlisle, Boiling Springs area forever, at least 60 years. She taught most of the people in Carlisle. My Aunt Flossie, the younger, played the violin and the saxophone. And I just found out recently that my grandpa sent her to Philadelphia for violin lessons with a very well-known violinist at that time, who later became the conductor of the Philadelphia Symphony. Aunt Flossie also played in the Harrisburg Symphony Band.
I did not know that. I met Flossie. She
Yes.
gave me some information about your grandfather many years ago, and she was a very
She did.
special person.
Yes.
Well, give us some of your memories of your grandfather as a musician.
Well, that's quite lengthy. So I have to refer to my cards here. Back in 1894, Grandpa was 12 years old, and he asked his dad to buy him a horn. His dad, his grandfather, and his great-grandfather were all blacksmiths. He did not want to do that. he liked the band of the Minstrels, and he wanted to pursue music. So he finally talked his dad into buying him a horn. He got him a cornet for $5. So 3 years later, when he was only 18, he joined his first orchestra, which was at the Grace Evangelical United Brethren Church in Carlisle. That church is still there. It's at the corner of West and Pomfret. I don't believe it's called that anymore, but it's still there. And he played in that orchestra, I would bet 70 years, because he lived to be 99. So,
I did not know.
yes, he
Yeah,
lived to be 99. He played 13 instruments. His favorite instrument was the bass clarinet. 1900, he helped organize the Carlisle Band, this Carlisle Town Band. In 1905, he joined the 8th Regiment Guard Band. In 1907, he became a member of the Pennsylvania Steel Company Band. He played in the Capitol Orchestra, which was the forerunner to the Harrisburg Symphony. From 1910 to 1916, he had his own dance band. Now, he did admit he wasn't too fond of jazz. He really wasn't. So I think maybe it was mostly swing, that style of music. He left Carlisle in 1914 to play with the Hagerstown, Maryland Band, and later the Queen City Band of Chambersburg. And during that period of time, he went to the Valparaiso, is that the way you say that university? Valparaiso?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but it's Val something. That's where he learned to tune pianos. So in that,
do you know where that is?
no, I'm not sure where that is. He returned to Carlisle in 1920, and he took over the Dickinson College Orchestra and the Carlisle High School Orchestra. Now, from that high school orchestra, he organized the band.
Correct.
And in that band was my aunt, who played the saxophone, and my father, who played the drum. He participated also in the Tall Cedars Band, the Knights Templar Band, the Indian Band, and the Zembo Shrine Band. He conducted the Carlisle High School Band for 15 years. I didn't know that, but he did. Now, the most exciting experience, and I didn't know this, was the formation of the first Pomona Grange Orchestra in the United States in 1929. This gained him national recognition, especially with the rural areas. In 1953, he was elected president of the Pennsylvania Bandmasters Association, and that following year, he brought everybody for a convention here at Carlisle. So that's pretty much what I remember of him, which is a lot.
Right,
I mean,
well,
I don't remember all that. I did research some of it, but I remember some of it.
I think that's really valuable information for us to have.
Yes, yes.
Clearly, a true musician. I'm suspecting that he probably promoted that within his family, that maybe there was an expectation that everybody would be a musician
Yes.
of some sorts.
Yes. Before I get to that, though, I wanted to tell you about the origin of the Smith Music House. In 1929, it was the first, and that was at the Argonne Hotel. I have no idea where that was. But in 1937, it moved to West High Street, which was 2 or 3 doors down from the Carlisle Theater. And in 1954, he moved his store to South Hanover Street, which is where the Employment Opportunity Building is now. And I also wanted to mention, in 1972, when he was 90 years old, the Carlisle High School Band, directed by Clyde Barr at that time, and the community bands of Carlisle and Shippensburg had a concert in his honor at the Carlisle High School. That was nice. Now, as far as promoting music, I did tell you a little bit about my mother playing the accordion and the piano, and my Aunt Flossie played the violin and the saxophone. He did organize a family orchestra. He had 8 grandchildren. 7 of us were in that orchestra because the youngest could not participate. but he strongly encouraged us what to play. My oldest cousin was told, "You're playing the flute." And he even lined up a teacher. She played the flute. There was another played the trombone, one played the trumpet, two played the clarinet. My younger sister, one played, did I say trumpet? I think I said trumpet.
Yeah.
My one sister played the drum, and of course I played the piano. So the sister who played the drum and myself, we really got out of that being told what to do, because he needed those two things for his orchestra. But we used to rehearse, like I said before, at the cottage. We played in Sunday school at least once a month.
Wow.
And we rehearsed sometimes there. One time, he took us to Delaware to give a concert. That was a big deal for us kids. I'm not sure of the ages. I think we might have been between 9 and 15, I mean, in that age bracket, to a church of one of the relatives. So we went down and gave a concert. That was 8 of the grandchildren. 6 of those grandchildren played in high school bands.
Wow, that's excellent.
Yeah. The great-grandchildren, he had 14. Now, 10 of those are in some line of music. I don't know what Grandpa would think about this, but his one great-great-grandson is in a rock band. They've toured Europe 3 times. They've toured the United States. They have a recording contract. They've been on late-night talk shows. I'm not so sure Grandpa would understand the music.
Well, the times have changed a little bit since Clarence was directing the band.
Times have changed, and so anyway, the one great that I know of, and then a great-great-granddaughter who just turned 18, is going to the Catholic University of America next month, and she's going to study drama. She's very, very talented in voice and the piano. So I think his legacy lives on.
I would say,
and I think he would be proud. I really do.
Powerful music and arts gene running through the family. Are the grandchildren, great-grandchildren, aware of his background in music and what all he has done for the community? We've
tried to tell them, just what he's done. And I still have material, and I have pictures. I've made an album that they can see. Yes,
That's
I think
an incredible family history.
Yes.
Do you recall if Clarence was a strict musician when he was rehearsing your family band?
Oh, yes.
Did he have pretty high standards for everybody?
Absolutely. If somebody hit the wrong note, we started over. Yes.
I can imagine that.
Yes. I don't know. Let's see. Is there any other?
Do you have any memories of him associated specifically with the high school band?
Not really. I wasn't around, and I don't recall him telling me anything. Just what I've experienced, with the special concerts they've had for him and so forth. No, I don't.
Are there any other memories, musical or even non-musical, about your grandfather that you could maybe share with us, so we have a really interesting picture of this person who we all hold in the highest esteem for all the contributions musically to our Carlisle community? Yeah.
Well, he lived for his music. I know that. He loved music. And I don't recall that he was around much, because he was out tuning pianos, or he was in all the bands that he participated in. He really wasn't home much. But as I had said before, with the cottage, the summer picnics and Thanksgiving, we did have him.
Right.
We had him for that period of time.
How did your grandmother handle all this music involvement by her husband?
She knew. He was married to music. And he had this store, of course, And he would go to the store, because he repaired instruments too.
Okay.
But my grandmother, she ran the store. Yeah, she ran the store. But she knew, I think, when she married him, that there was going to be a long history of music.
That was going to be part of her life.
That was
too.
part of her life, and she accepted it.
Great.
Yeah, she accepted it.
Anything else you would like to share about your family, your grandfather, anybody else in your family?
Well, I do want to mention that the Carlisle Town Band Hall, which is down on West South Street, was built in 1948. And in 1951, in his honor, they dedicated that town hall. And there's a life statue of him in there. In fact, I think the replica is on the mural here in the Historical Society, I believe.
Okay.
Right, I can't think of anything else. One more thing, yes, that really thrilled my grandpa. In the mid-70s, the town band went to his home on Conway Street and set up the band on his front lawn, and his great-grandson participated with the band playing the trombone, and he was just
That
thrilled.
was a very special moment for him,
Yes,
I'm sure.
he was very, very excited about that. Yes. All my notations, I believe that I've covered most everything. I think that's pretty much.
Well, this is all great information to have.
Yeah.
As a former high school band director here at Carlisle, I became interested in the history of the band, and obviously it started with Clarence Smith, and
Yes.
his legacy lives on to this day, not only through the high school program, but the Carlisle community band, the town band.
Right.
And I'm sure he has touched the lives of so many people that have become musicians at some level forever, and then their children and their children on after that. So, thank you so much for sharing these memories. So we have it now, that others in the future can look at this and understand who and what Clarence Smith was for our high school band and our Carlisle community.
Well, you are so welcome. It's my honor. Truly, it's my honor to represent the family of Clarence Monroe Smith. That was his full name.
Great. Thank you so much
You're
for
so
coming
welcome.
in today. I really appreciate it.
You're so welcome.